Yo, what is good, guys? Back here with another YouTube video, and in case you cannot tell by the title below, this video will be a video where I share my honest thoughts and opinions on someone or something going on in this wacky, weird world called professional wrestling. As you can tell by the title below, this video will be a video where I share my story time, my experience on meeting Lilian Garcia, former ring announcer for WWE and whatnot from 99 up until 2009, if I remember right, and then a little bit in like the early-ish to mid-2010s, like 13 to like 16, 2013 to 16, something like that. And I was able to meet her after SummerSlam 2019 in Toronto. And before I kind of share my experience, if you have met Lilian Garcia, would love to know what your experience was like down in the comments below. While you are down there, feel free to hit the like, subscribe, turn on post notification, all of that fun stuff and whatnot. And when it comes to Lilian Garcia, like I said, I met her after SummerSlam 2019, so August 11th of that year. And whatnot, and little bit of a backstory. I attended NXT TakeOver Toronto 2, did an Airbnb that night, attended SummerSlam, stayed at a hotel that night, just to kind of experience both sides of it, kind of deal and whatnot. And the hotel that I got through Hotwire just so happened to be the same hotel that the wrestlers were staying at and whatnot. And yeah, I know quite a few people don't like the whole airport access, hotel access kind of deal, which I get, but it just so happens to work out that way, and whatnot. And I was chilling in the lobby, and I kind of sort of went that weekend with my parents kind of deal. They wanted a weekend away in Toronto, told them about this trip, and it worked out. And I was chilling in the lobby with my mom. And not necessarily all of a sudden, but rather quickly, it went from everybody kind of spread out, kind of deal in a normal, fancy enough hotel kind of deal, lobby and whatnot, to what felt like everybody around Lilian Garcia. In reality, probably like 10-15 people, but 10 or 15 people spread out in a lobby kind of deal, then all of a sudden around one person. Kinda freaked me out, like, what's going on? And my mom, she said, oh, there's somebody, like, that just walked in, your height, like, our height kind of deal, and whatnot, blonde hair. My mom's not a wrestling fan, never has been, I doubt she ever will, kind of deal and whatnot. So she had no idea who it was. And I'm like trying to think who's around our height that's blonde kind of deal, and only one off the top of my head was Alexa Bliss, but Alexa Bliss is probably a couple of inches shorter kind of deal, closer to 5 foot nothing than 6 foot kind of deal and whatnot. And I'm like thinking, okay, I can't think of anybody off the top of my head. I was not expecting Lilian Garcia to be there that weekend. Then it kind of died down, and I'm like, oh, like when I say died down, it went from like, let's say 12 people to like 5 people and whatnot. And I seen that, oh, it's Lilian Garcia, and my mom's like, who's that? And I told her, oh, she was a ring announcer, like she would say, from Toronto, Ontario, Rated R Superstar Edge, like that was her job back in the day kind of deal. And she's like, oh, okay, kind of deal and whatnot, not necessarily okay whatever, but that she was not a wrestling fan, so she had no interest in meeting Lilian. And once it kind of got down around like the 4 or 5 people and whatnot, I kind of went up, got my phone ready, and I asked her, I think I might have been the last person in that kind of group to meet her, and I asked her, hey, do you mind a quick photo? You don't have to if you don't want to. And she's like, yeah, sure, I would love to, and whatnot. So we took the photo, and I told her, like, hey, the first memory I have of watching wrestling on TV was you singing the U.S. national anthem. And she's like, oh, kind of deal, because it was the 9/11 tribute show and whatnot, and I SummerSlam 2019 weekend, I was 25, but I would repeatedly, throughout my life, since becoming 19, would get asked when it comes to, like, bars or casinos or stuff like that's age of majority, get asked for ID because I look a little bit younger, and whatnot. And she's like, oh. And I'm like, yeah, like, I was 7.5 years old, not really understanding what wrestling was and whatnot. And that was the first memory. And she's like, oh, cool, that's cool, kind of deal. And, like, I've said this before, I can't remember to who, but, like, the vibe that she gives off, whether it was her Chasing Glory podcast or her on Instagram and whatnot, that's the vibe she gave out to me, kind of deal. I can't speak about anybody else's experience that night or that have met her throughout the years, but she is one of those people that, in the world of professional wrestling, she, especially ring announcing in professional wrestling, no matter what the level, is, I would say, not the biggest name, but one of the biggest names, kind of deal. Like, it's her, for myself personally, it's her, Tony Chimmel, and Justin Roberts. Those were the three ring announcers, in a way, of my childhood, kind of deal. And I kind of expected her to have this, I don't know for sure if arrogance is the right word, but this confidence kind of deal and whatnot. Like, hey, I have this many followers, I've made this amount of money, kind of deal. I was on TV for a long ass time, decade and a half, give or take. Like, I expected this arrogance, confidence, not like total humbleness kind of deal and whatnot, because that was the first time I was meeting. I don't know for sure if I'll ever meet Lilian Garcia again, kind of deal. And she took an interest for that 30 seconds for a photo and myself telling her that, kind of deal. Like, she acted like I was the only person in the room, despite there being quite a few people in the room, and whatnot. And if I had the opportunity to meet Lilian Garcia again, I would definitely do it in a heartbeat and whatnot. Only got a photo with her, hence the thumbnail and myself not showing you anything signed, because, like I said, was not expecting to meet Lilian Garcia SummerSlam 2019 weekend. To my knowledge, she was not advertised for, like, anything. Not SummerSlam, not TakeOver, again, to my knowledge, not Raw, SmackDown, or the SummerSlam meet and greet access, kind of deal. Like, I don't remember WWE going on WWE website, seeing her listed, anywhere. So, did not get anything signed, but I got a photo with her, which means more to myself, and that conversation means more to myself than an autograph, and whatnot. But either way, that was my experience meeting Lilian Garcia. Let me know what yours was if you met her, and if you have not met her, would you want to meet Lilian Garcia, and whatnot. But either way, that is it for today's video. Hope you guys hit the like, subscribe, turn on post notifications. Of course, you do not have to if you do not want to, but it would mean a lot to myself if you did. More importantly than doing any of that, hope you guys are doing okay mentally, emotionally, and physically.
The world that we tend to make up is nothing but a fantasy until you wake up. I feel like I'm just lying to myself, yeah. Cause I just crossed the line like I'm playing offside. Do it how I want and I'ma do it till I die. Feel like I'm just lying to myself, but it's